Welcome to Viewpoint on Ukraine today. Ukraine signed up with the European Commission's Creative Europe project. It aims to help cultural sectors reach their economic potential and contribute to a country's growth and development. But this deal took almost 2 years to reach. But why did this take so long, and what kind of impact has this had on the country's cultural progress? To discuss this and more, we're joined by Andriy Vitrenko, Ukrainian Deputy Minister of Culture. Welcome to Viewpoint.
Thank you very much for your invitation. That's quite important for us to bring our point of view, as there were some remarks on how it was going on, the process of negotiations.
Of course, yes. So let's get into that. Why was it only signed this year and it will come into force next year?
You know, when we came to the office at the end of last year, we actually got this agreement for signaturing with the European Union agreement of joining Ukraine to Creative Europe program, which had to be revised for on a lot of articles, around 40%, as it contradicted to the Ukrainian legislation. As soon as all the international agreements signed by Ukraine with the EU, for example, are to be improved by all the ministries, and for example from the Ministry of Justice we got around 15 comments or remarks that that agreement contradicted to the Ukrainian legislation. So
it was basically against the law, against the Ukrainian law.
Some of articles, as soon as there was the typical agreement provided and consulted by the previous Ministry of Culture, and so we had to get interministerial consultations, video conferences with Brussels, etc., to agree on main points to bring, this agreement just in accordance with the Ukrainian legislations in aspects of legislation, on finance, etc. So, and we got meetings in Brussels at the main Directorate on Culture and Sports and Youth, video conference with our colleagues from MFA. So, and we brought it for signature, for consideration once again by the College of European Commissioners, as soon as if you change anything in the agreement which is proposed by European side for your consideration, so it has to be revised once again with all the units of the European Commission. So, and that's why it took quite long, to agree on the main aspects in order to bring, I repeat once again, in accordance with the Ukrainian legislation.
So it seems quite a bit of bureaucracy and quite a bit of work went into this deal.
Bureaucracy, and at the same time, quite important for us, to this agreement to contain all the points in favor of Ukraine, of Ukrainian cultural organization, and so in favor of Ukraine in general.
So, what kind of impact will this new project have in Ukraine?
Actually, most probably the Creative Europe is the biggest cultural fund ever created by the European Union. It's around 1,400 million euros, and so as soon as Ukraine is joining, it can pretend for 18 directions which are financed within the different kinds of projects, within sub-program culture and media. They have in their division, they have different direction in a sense of European cooperation projects, literature translation, European platform building of platform within the cultural actors.
And I understand all these, if Ukraine does sign up, and some grants are won by Ukrainian artists. I understand that Ukraine aims to promote its national identity in the world.
Exactly, that gives an opportunity for Ukraine to promote its culture and bring Ukrainian culture at the European cultural level, to work together with the European cultural organization and to bring its Ukrainian identity to Europe and to show its what it means for Ukraine to develop its culture. The first thing, and the second is quite important, is to be integrated into European cultural space.
So it seems culture plays a big role in Ukraine's in the Ukrainian kind of politics as well.
Exactly, as the European Commission Commons statement said, that joining the Creative Europe program, Ukraine recognized that culture is its high priority and one of the main directions in relations with the European Union.
I see. So the impact of Ukraine's culture in Europe and inside Ukraine as well is quite important, I understand. But there's been reports in the media of a so-called cultural war being fought between Russia and Ukraine. Russia has recently banned and fired a director of a Ukrainian library in Moscow. Now, Ukraine has as well earlier over the summer banned over nearly 40 Russian books published. So what do you think is the main goal of this so-called cultural war, and who do you think is actually winning it?
We don't think that Russia would win in this war, and we already appealed to OSCE and other institutions, European institutions, in order to qualify these facts as the facts against representative of Ukrainian citizens.
Right. So why should the European Union be worried that Russia is taking these steps to ban Ukrainian literature and maybe even culture inside Russia?
Because there are absolutely no proofs that the activity of Ukrainian library in Moscow contradicts to any Russian legislation, or just there are no facts, no proofs why the director of the Ukrainian library in Moscow should be punished by providing its activity of letting people. Letting people, just sharing people with the Ukrainian culture, Ukrainian books in Moscow.
Yes, but does Ukraine does it have some kind of projects in mind to promote its culture around Europe, around the world?
We do. We this spring we actually started. Ministry of Culture started a new initiative on establishing Ukrainian Institute in order to promote Ukrainian culture in Europe and in the world, in a sense of forming positive image of Ukraine, and just we've got numerous rounds of consultation, roundtables with a representative of a public surrounding, representative of other ministries, in order to elaborate the fundament for establishing this institute, and whether it's going to be funded by the government, or it's going to be a special law of our parliament. It's on the agenda today.
I see. So quite a few plans in mind at the Cultural Ministry. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much for your invitation. Thank you.
This has been Mr. Andriy Vitrenko, Ukrainian Deputy Minister of Culture. You've been watching Viewpoint on Ukraine Today.